Hey y'all, welcome back to The Woman's Hustle, Thrills and Spills of Entrepreneurship. It's your girl Keisha back with another dope session. Listen, I appreciate you guys so much. One, for tuning in to The Woman's Hustle, making it one of your favorite streaming podcasts, and also sharing this because I've been getting feedback and people are telling me, oh, somebody shared this with me. So thank you for sharing it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for my amazing guests that have been making this season so awesome. And listen, today is going to be no different. If you are seeing me on screen, then you see I have a guest with me today as well. So I'm going to allow her the honor of introducing herself. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. It's Christy Meaux. And that is actually what picks up on my voicemail on the phone.
Okay.
Keisha, thank you so much for welcoming me in to your studio today. I am thrilled to be here.
If you guys don't know, I do pre-chats, with potential guests, just to kind of connect. And if you know me, when it comes to women, I'm all about connecting with us. So when I talked with Christy, like I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. And I really think that she's gonna give you guys some unique dopeness today because of what she does, how she does things. Y'all know I'm all about authenticity and all that good stuff. So I'm going to let her kind of give a little bit of backstory of what you do and how you kind of got started with that, Christy.
You bet. You bet. So I'm going to take you guys back to 2021. In June of 2021, I was in a relationship, long-term relationship, and we unfortunately navigated something that was incredibly challenging and painful to overcome. And I
Mm,
don't know that we ever really get to overcome these things, but we learn how
right.
to live with them differently. It was the loss of his middle child to self-harm that will shift people in different directions depending on strength of faith and sheer determination.
Mm,
So that was the beginning of a really pivotal transition and one of many that I've had to navigate since that time. Fast forward going through the next 15 months, I personally faced 8 losses in that time frame. The last 3 of those happened within a week. My
uh,
16-year-old dog passed away on a Wednesday. I lost a friend to colon cancer that following Sunday, and I lost another friend to self-harm who took their lives the following Wednesday. So within a week, I was simply overwhelmed because I couldn't catch my breath fast enough to grieve one before the next one came along. So compounded grief is what that's called, and it has the ability to break you or make you. And I chose for that to be what makes me into how I navigate my entrepreneur life today. I am a mortgage broker and have been in the mortgage space for 6 years, took 1 year off and came back to that life in December. And now I get to show up doing mortgage loans and business development with a broker. We're all over the United States. And my own business that I still get to build today is called Cohesive Confidence. And Christy is the coach in Cohesive Confidence, helping women navigate their power and their presence through business and brand strategy with color analysis added in.
right.
So I have a business and brand strategy coaching program. It's a 12-week program. And I also have the color analysis plus personal branding connection service that is sold together or separately, depending on how you choose to show up
Right.
and what your needs are. So I really enjoy being multidimensional and multi-talented. I don't feel like I have to put myself in one category over another to be
Yes.
able to fully experience the life at the level of joy that I desire. And that is my expectation on how I get to experience life and navigating hardships and transitions and rebuilding myself multiple times. And look, when you build something the first time, you may not get it perfect out the gate.
Right.
You still get to make the adjustments and navigate things differently depending on what season of life you're in. I will tell you, after those 15 months of loss, where I went and sat down in a man's office who was my boss to tell him and show up as raw and vulnerable as one can be in that moment to say, please don't judge me when we go into this next meeting because my production in this space has been nil. And this is why. One, two, three significant losses within 7 days.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I'm holding my head up, but I'm still trying to show up.
Yeah.
but I would appreciate your grace today. And his response in that moment was anything but graceful.
Huh.
He did offer condolences because, my gosh, that's more than anybody should ever have to handle all at one time. That's horrible, and I did receive some sympathy and apologies and condolences. However, I've had multiple people in this office come to me with a complaint about your negative attitude. So we really do need to address that pretty quickly before we have to make other decisions.
Wow.
I was also told in that same meeting that people did not want to be in the office when I was there because I made them uncomfortable. And I don't care what I said, how I acted, or what they heard. I don't. I'm not apologizing for any of that.
Unapologetic, exactly.
I am not apologizing for trying to navigate the amount of grief I was navigating in a short period of
Yeah.
time with without any understanding.
And you shouldn't have had to, and that
No, I should not have had to, and
that is
that's what I'm saying, I'm
all.
not apologizing for that, but what that gave me that day was absolute clarity. I was not in the seat where I needed to be,
Yeah.
and I was not included in the "family," air quotes,
Mm.
that they promoted to be part of their culture. It was a selective family, and I clearly was not in it, so I started working from home that day, and I knew immediately I needed to make a change, which I'd already been feeling the pull to do.
Right.
It wasn't my business I was trying to build. However, I was the one responsible for my income. So, what
So
did I
many
do?
of us go through that. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I pivoted and I became an independent mortgage broker to where I had complete autonomy over the culture I created and the service I provided with the results that I got to receive.
Yeah, yeah,
It is the mindset, it is the framework and the foundation for how I navigate what I get to do every single day.
yeah.
And I get to do hard things too.
That is so much power in that, so much resilience in that. I hear it, even with my clients who are still in corporate America and still are working the 9 to 5 while still trying to pursue businesses. I hear that level of anguish coming from them. Oh my God, this happened to me. They still expected me to show up. So many of us still have to show up because that's what society tells us that we should do. And heaven forbid that we go against the grain and be like, you know what? I don't got to do this because now we're the villain. We're the person that's looked at like, you should have just kept doing what you were supposed to be doing. No, what I'm supposed to be doing is getting clear on what I want, what I desire, what I need to do to be able to be the most empowering version of myself personally and professionally. You went and worked from home that same day. You were like, hell to the no. I'm done.
Boundaries.
Like, period. And I think that that's awesome. You established that identity, and, I know that I'm definitely gonna have some listeners that's gonna take that. If nothing else, take it and be like, "How can I apply that towards me?" You know?
Yeah, well, and here's the challenge and something that I'm challenging your listeners to. Take a moment, evaluate
Yes.
what does your body feel like when you show up to places, whether it be a job, whether it be a task, whether it be a community event, whether it's church on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
How are you being served? How are you receiving value from that moment and that experience? But also, who's setting those expectations on the result and
Mm.
who's driving the action? Because what I discovered in that moment, and I wouldn't trade that moment.
Right. For sure.
I need you to hear that. I would not trade that moment because that moment really did pivot me. I mean, it was the springboard into the new year because that conversation happened at the beginning of September in 2022.
Mm.
In 2023, I came into that new year and I said, I am branding myself. I
Yes.
had no idea what it meant. I did not have any authority in the brand and marketing space other than what I had learned I needed to brand myself with and how. But also, I was so aware of the activities that I was told I had to do in order to perform the results that they had established for me to measure my own success.
Yeah.
And I finally got to the point that I said, I am going to embrace my expectations for my business and the vision that I created when I went and got licensed. to do mortgage loans in the state of Texas. I
Mm,
knew I wanted that experience to be filled with integrity
yeah,
and truth because I had experience back in 2009, 2008, when we know the mortgage industry
yeah,
crashed. And I saw people compromising their morals and their values for the sake of a dime.
yeah,
And I wasn't raised to be that way. I was raised in truth and I was raised in faith. And that means something to me.
yeah.
And so I said, when I'm coming back to this mortgage industry, I'm going to do it the right way
I love it.
until I found myself aligned with people who weren't.
Yeah, yeah. I love
So
it.
I'm setting my expectations and stepping outside of the expectations of others as to what my life, my performance, my success, my impact, my legacy. I get to build all of these
Oh,
things. And
awesome.
to this day, Keisha, my own dad has no idea what my business is.
Mm,
He's simply measuring the way I show up being different than him. And in his mind, that is not success.
yeah.
And somehow I am less. But I've learned to, you know what? He has to process that for
Right,
himself.
exactly.
I'm not
I'm not
carrying that, nor am I seeking approval. I'm not asking permission to come into the life that I desire for my soul's calling, for me to show up as my best and help other people do the same.
it's period. Straight.
I'm not doing any of that by asking permission to be
We're
there.
not. And I think because it's been so normalized, society has normalized that quote responsibility that that's what people feel like we're supposed to be doing. Do you know how many people have gone to their deathbeds so unfulfilled and unsatisfied in their life? Why do people feel like we're supposed to live that way? Oh, I spent all this time doing this and now you're old enough to where you're not able to enjoy the things that you want to enjoy. You're so old to where you're not able to do what it is that you want to do. It could be simply as going hiking, something like that. We deprive ourselves as women so much simply because we're worried about what others are going to say. We're worried about what our dads are going to say, what our moms are going to say, what our family is going to look like, the judgment, the outside opinions, like all of that. I also had to overcome those things. And when I tell you my term and keyword is unapologetic, I know people don't like me because of that. I don't care. I lose no sleep.
That's freedom.
There you go. That's it. It's freedom. And I'm still on that journey to obtaining that, whether it's within the business, whether it's within community work, whether it's within me, period. I feel like I am the most freest that I have ever been because I am walking my journey how I am supposed to be walking it, period. Girl, listen.
Hold on, I got to high five you there for a second. High five.
Period. Listen, let's pivot, right? Because I
Sure.
wanna talk about the other area of business, right? I wanna talk about your unique things that you do within your brand, right? And that's the color psychology. You really help women align their businesses based off of like color code schemes and like color analysis and all of that. So I really want you to kind of walk us through that. And also talk about like the misconceptions that you may take on sometimes when you're like trying to, help women with that journey and really kind of talk about the uniqueness behind it.
Right. So color can be really controversial. It's funny when I get to have conversations with mostly women about color, and there are men now who are really curious to
Oh,
hear
I love
more
that.
because they don't understand. They've never sat down to consider it. But think about when you're watching the news, and I'm not saying go watch the news.
I
Lord
know,
knows
right?
there's a
Please
lot of
don't go.
things on the news we just need to tune out. But it's a very good example of color at work. Color has a job. It performs.
Yeah.
It is a subconscious communication tool. It is evoking emotional engagement, response, experience. We have one of the local stations has a lady that's on the evening news, and I love watching the news at her time slot because every single time she is living in her color palette,
Mhm.
and I have absolute trust and I'm at ease there's no conflict or something that stirs in me when I hear her deliver any sort of news.
Yeah.
Now, also, she has really good banter with the chemistry of the staff on set.
Mhm.
They're a great team. They've been working together for a long time. But you can have all of that engagement going on screen, but they would have to work twice as hard to achieve that level of comfort and deliver it
Yeah.
electronically and digitally to the audience if they were in colors that were not allowing them to be seen at their best.
Mm.
So when I sit down with my clients and everything I do, my service is all digital, virtual. I manage and navigate through Zoom. And they submit the paperwork up front with photos, and I tell them what kind of photos to send. I ask questions about their business and their vision, their engagement with their ideal client. How do you want to use your color analysis
Mhm.
outside of your closet? Because I want people to start thinking more in depth and recognize that it's not just about the pretty things hanging in your closet.
Mm. Yeah.
It's not buying something off the rack just because it's on sale, okay?
Period.
Done it. How much crap have I
Period.
thrown out of my closet and donated because I'm like, "Why the heck did I even buy that? It looks like garbage on me."
I done said
You
that
can put
many
lipstick on
times.
a pig and it's still a pig.
Ah!
It doesn't just
Woo!
because you have
Facts.
a great figure or the cut of the blouse is fantastic. If you are wearing a color that is absolutely not your best color and you're not breaking up that color with an accessory,
Yeah.
like a chunky, colorful necklace or big, bold earrings or a headband or a scarf,
Mhm.
if you're not doing those things to offset colors that are not your best and you're leaving that unflattering color next to your face, you're creating shadows, you're elongating your face, making you look more sallow, more sickly, unrested, lower energy.
Yeah.
Your color is doing all of that with you every single day.
That's powerful because you wouldn't even realize that, like, not even thinking deeply enough, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm such a plain Jane, but I'm not a plain Jane when it come to colors. I actually love wearing bright colors. I love wearing reds and yellows and pinks and purples. My brand colors are pink and purple. So I love kind of like being able to wear those bright colors. I will wear black. I guess I don't discriminate on any color, but I've never been a person that did not like to wear colors. I love wearing colors. And people
Saying,
are like, Your personality is so bright and bold." And yeah, I get that because I'm a bright and bold person. I've always been that way, but I think just coming from a healing and transformational perspective now, that's just what has exuded the confidence from that. So to be able to like say, I'm wearing these specific colors on this specific day. When I'm feeling feisty, you're gonna catch me in some red, or I'm feeling like abundant and claiming money and things like that, you're gonna catch me in some purple or you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just really like I pay attention to that now. I didn't used to. I would just throw on colors because I just felt like wearing it because it was cute. So I love that you like
okay,
deep
so
yeah, dig a little deeper with that.
I want to talk about you mentioned your brand colors are pink and purple. And I feel based on the short engagements that you and I have had previously, those colors are absolutely aligned with you from a psychology standpoint. You also mentioned that purple is profitable and powerful for you. Purple is a color that is a lot of times associated with royalty.
Mm,
We think of royals as being very affluent. It's almost like purple shows up in suede and
right.
it's that beautiful soft blanket, right? So it's purple, it's power, it's passion, it's royal and authoritative.
Mm, yes.
We also have the pink. So the pink, and I have pink in my brand also. Pink is very feminine.
Mhm.
It is very fun. I think, and I've done research on it, allows people to show up in a more um, less professional, more casual, more
Yeah.
comfortable conversation. And it's very flirty, right? Think Barbie doll fun, pink,
Yeah.
flirty girl, right? We see a lot and good gosh, the Barbie movie came out and it was pink everywhere,
Yeah.
Right. I'm thrilled that we have more pink in the world today than what
Yeah.
we did 8 years ago. The other color that I carry with me in my brand is a dark green, and that's my rooted color is dark
Mm,
green, and it is rooted, it is natural and grounded and authentic.
yeah.
There's not anything that's been adjusted when the grass and nature comes out of the ground. There's lots of green and growth and money, and we have all these colors that are representing from green.
Right. Yeah. I love that.
So I have that growth center with that green, but then I also have the fun and friendly pink.
Mhm.
So I'm able to carry these things consecutively.
Yeah.
And you are as well with your pink and your purple.
Thank you. Just made my day. I love it. I love it. And as someone who didn't always embrace the feminine side of life, these last 5 or 6 years, I've really embodied that. So, like, you just like really confirmed that for me that that was the alignment that because I'm not gonna lie, my first brand colors were all colors. Like I had a logo that had red and purple and yellow and green and orange. And it was like, oh my God. Like I had to go scrap everything off my socials because like a memory popped up with it and I was like, "Jeez." But that to me, that displayed even though I was starting my business, I still wasn't 100% certain. So there was just so many avenues that I felt that at that time that kind of represented for me. So I'm always trying to be analytical with stuff that the journeys that I've overcome and still overcoming, but you just like really solidified that for me. So thank you. And I want women to also understand that yes, colors are you may not think that they're important when it comes to your brand and your business, but I want you to understand that it's a representation of you. And if you are uncertain on who you are as a woman, let alone a business owner, because again, y'all know how I am. Y'all know we have to be aligned with what it is that we want. We've got to claim what we want. We've got to be clear on what we want. And if you're unclear, it's going to show in your business. It's going to show in your colors. It's going to show in every aspect. And that's something that you've really got to sit down and get solidified. You are what I consider unconventional. And I think that's dope because I'm all about doing things outside of the box. So, what's something that you kind of help your clients? Like, say you've got a client that actually starts, and is actually coming to you. You have them upload everything. Like, what's a thing that you've noticed for the client in particular that once they were able to, get that guidance from you, what's one of the shifts that you actually seen happen?
So I love this question. The
Mhm.
perception of color analysis is that it's one dimensional. And I'm going to tell you the right colors versus the wrong colors to have in your closet. Scratch that. I don't subscribe to right or wrong.
Right.
I'm a good, better, best.
Ooh,
You can wear whatever color you want to. It's not wrong. It's not right. It's not wrong. But is it your best?
yeah.
And if it's not your best, but you still love to wear this, because look, we've all got clothes in our closet that is tied to some team representation, whether it's high school, college, kids' teams, whatever. We want to be part of the team. So we're dressing up in all of these colors. There's a school in the middle of my state that is decked out in burnt orange.
Mm.
The number of people embracing their burnt orange life, it's real.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible color for most of them. It is not flattering. It is not their best color. But let me tell you what, you're going to pair that with some hot pink. You're going to pair that with some bright blue or any color of accessory. You can overcome the challenges a lot easier and have a higher level of energy to connect with the right people when you walk into a room
Right.
without opening your mouth. So, my experience with my clients, I ask them about their core values. I ask them how they see themselves embracing color and using the results that I give them in a 9-page custom report that covers everything from hair color, tan, nail color, accessories, lipstick, glamour, you name it. It's covering everything that we do and put on our skin or our bodies and that we're using inside the colors of our brand on email signature, business cards, social media content, you name that. We're using color in a lot of places.
Absolutely.
Now, I work with a lot of real estate agents and this is a great example, and the only reason I mention this today is real estate agents, mortgage lenders, insurance agents, they typically work under a brokerage or a larger
Right,
company, but they are 100% responsible for the income they bring home. So they have to generate their own business. They're not being fed the business. They have to generate their own stream of income
right,
with the business they're creating based on the relationships they've made and how they make them.
right. True that.
How is that one agent going to connect with the clients, their ideal client that they want to work with, if they are fully embodied in the brand of somebody else's company?
That's true. That's true.
Go lean into and have someone help you, like me, create your personal brand so you know you own your personal powerful presence to build the business and achieve the results that you desire for your business.
I love it.
I'm taking color from the closet to the conference table or the closing table. But we're literally taking color out of the closet and putting it to work. One of the exercises we do is close your eyes, walking into an environment, a room, a client meeting, a networking meeting, a PTA meeting, whatever that moment is. When you're walking into that space, what are you wearing? What are the people doing around you? Are you having to go find people to talk to, or are they coming to you?
Yeah.
Because when I walk into a room that has 50 people I've never met before, I do not have time to go around and vet every single one of those 50 people to decide if I want to do business with them.
Right.
But if I'm walking in 100% confident in my presence because I'm in alignment with my brand
Hmm.
from a color perspective, and I am the embodiment of power when I walk into that space, the
Yeah,
people who want to be around me and connect with me will walk up to me because they cannot miss the opportunity to sit down and do business and connect.
that is facts. That is facts. And I think people don't understand that with that as well, having that level of confidence is also going to allow you to step out and take more risk towards elevating your brand or your business. How you talk, like you exude that confidence so much. I know that you're like, hey, I'm a risk taker at the end of the day. I understand, but I'm still ready to jump out there and get it because guess what? I'm confident in knowing that what's for me is for me. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find it. And being able to do that is so dope. You know what I'm saying? And you also being able to help women activate that, right? With the whole analysis. There is an analysis behind this, y'all. Like there's a whole structure, a platform. And listen, Christy is going to extend the opportunity for you to be able to jump into her world. If this is something that interests you when it comes to like your colors and your color analysis and things like that, Christy is the person that you need to talk to because one thing about it, having that confidence is going to help you excel in your brand. And that's something that you guys need. No more winging it, guys. No more just hoping and wishing and wondering. You've got to start stepping into it. At some point, you've got to go from it's, I don't know, to making that choice. The choice may not be 100% at that time, but the choice still has to be made, right? Christy, let them know how they can get in touch with you and how they can get a full-blown color analysis.
Absolutely. So you can find me on all social channels. I'm talking Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Cohesive Confidence. You can find me on LinkedIn at Christy Meaux. That's Meaux. Yes, it's French. And I would love to sit down and do a color analysis with you. And here's the thing, I have worked with women who are Middle Eastern. I have worked with women who are, very fair with red hair, freckles, green eyes. I have worked with women of darker skin. I have worked with women in a woman in her 70s,
Mm,
which that's fun.
yeah, I bet.
She's lived an entire lifetime and still is so curious and eager to learn to elevate herself in a new space.
Yeah,
And I love that. What a great opportunity. Next
absolutely.
week, I get to work do an overnight event at a local high school project graduation
Oh,
and sit down with high school graduates, helping them with their color analysis exploration.
that's so
So, it's a full gamut.
yeah.
But look, if you are curious and want to connect with a color analysis, go to cohesiveconfidence.com, click on the color analysis tab, read about everything that entails. And at checkout, I'm going to give you a coupon code, which is transform50. That's going to give you $50 off of the cost of a full color analysis and personal branding session. It includes 2 Zoom calls, one up front and one after, a 9-page custom results report, and that color analysis with 35 colors included for you to go play and shop with.
My God. Oh my God, y'all. My guest is giving y'all the hookup. Y'all listen. Y'all better take advantage, okay? Oh my God, that is so amazing. The level of uniqueness and confidence that you have, Christy, please do not stop. You are a shining star, sis. You are doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing. I'm so proud to have connected with you and happy that you have blessed the woman's hustle with your amazing charm, wit, and unapologetic confidence. So please continue to show in that and continue to shine because you are killing it, baby.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Listen, y'all, the power is in what you want it to be in, okay? We've got to start realizing that sometimes we've got to step outside the box. We've got to do things that we may not have even known about before. But a part of growth, transformation, and elevation is stepping outside of what you're used to. And if that requires you getting that color analysis done, then baby, listen, step out and get it done. You never know how you're gonna feel. You never know the actions that are gonna come behind that. Because I'm telling you right now, it's only onward and upward for us here at the Woman's Hustle and beyond. So if you're listening to this message, make sure you do what you got to do to continue on that journey. All right. Make sure you are favoriting the Woman's Hustle on your favorite podcast streaming platform and share this with somebody who may need that little boost of confidence and want a unique way to go about it. All right. I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Until next time, baby.